Hey guys, and welcome to searching inside of Nearpod. So, searching for lessons that are already created, or even searching for lessons that you have in your own library. So, the first way that you can search, once you log into Nearpod, you end up here on your dashboard inside of your library. And you can use this search box right here in the middle to search actual lessons that you already have saved inside of your library. So, you can do that. But the real thing that we're looking for is how to search for many lessons that are already created. And that's done over here on the left-hand side in this navigation side. And the really big one that you can go to first is Nearpod Lesson Library. So these are lessons that are created by other people. They're created by Nearpod or different companies. And you can come in here and you can use the search box up at the top. So if you're searching for, let's say, geometry, just type in geometry up there at the top, click go, and it's going to give you a bunch of lessons that are already created inside of Nearpod. Some are virtual reality, some are just the regular Nearpod team that creates them, but you have lots and lots of choices. But what we're going to show you is how to get really granular in your searches and very targeted. So the first thing that you can do, once you are in the Nearpod lesson library, over here on the navigation part, you have lots of options to start to search. So you can search by subject, English language arts, math, science, social studies, and by grade, kindergarten up to 8th, and then high school after that. And then there's resource types over here on the left-hand side too. Virtual reality, full lessons, skill builders. But one of the most impressive things that Nearpod has going for in its Nearpod lesson library is this standards section. So you can align or search for Nearpod lessons that are already aligned to Texas TEKS. So what I would do is from the drop-down menu, I can go down to Texas, choose Texas, and now everything that I search for is going to be aligned with the Texas TEKS. And it starts you out with selecting a subject. So ELA, ELAR, math, science, social studies. So this time, if I wanted to search for geometry, I could click on math. And then I'm going to choose a grade, kindergarten, 1st through 8th, or high school. So if I choose, let's say, 8th grade, and I can choose a specific strand from a TEK as well. But if I don't know exactly what I'm looking for, I can leave that one just at the default. And then I can choose a resource type as well. So virtual reality, full lessons, or I can choose not to choose one of those. So what I did was I chose the Texas standards for math and 8th grade, and now I'm going to go ahead and run my search for geometry again. So once I choose geometry and hit go, all of these are aligned with specific Texas TEKs, so pyramids, cylinders, intros to 3D figures. There's lots and lots of lessons that are already created. When you find one that you like, let's say we like this rectangular prisms right here. What I do is I click on preview the lesson. So Nearpod lets you not only search for a lesson, but then they let you completely preview the whole thing so you can decide if you like it or not, or if you'd like to change it later on. The other nice thing in this preview window is over here on the right-hand side, it shows you the Texas TEKs and the strand numbers that are aligned with this specific lesson. So 6.8.D determines solutions for problems involving the area of rectangles, parallelograms, and so on and so on. So very nice. We can click on preview, and as we go along, we can skip through each section of this Nearpod that's already created. So it has an essential question at the beginning. It usually has the lesson objectives at the beginning. And keep thinking in the back of your mind that it may not be perfect, but if enough of it is built out, once you add it to your lesson library or your specific library, you can change it however you would like. So know that this is already made, but if there's something that doesn't quite fit or that you'd like to change, you can go ahead and change that. When you've decided that you do like this lesson, you do have to come down here. There's a blue button in the bottom right that says Add to My Library. When you click on that Add to My Library, it will actually add it straight back to your Nearpod lesson library. So if I was to go home or click on My Library, You'll notice now that that rectangular prisms is in my library, and I can use it as a live lesson or student paced if I'm writing it into the curriculum. I also have the option to preview and edit this lesson. So let's say, like I was talking about earlier, that it's not quite right, but I'd like to change it a little bit. I can click on edit, and it'll ask me if I'm sure. I click on edit lesson. And now all of the different slides that are in this particular Nearpod pop up. So if there was a draw it that I didn't exactly like, I could click on it, and we could click on delete, and it asks me if I'm sure. I say delete it, and it gets rid of that particular slide. I can also reorder these by dragging them around. So if they're not in quite the exact order that I'd like them, I can switch that up. When I'm done, I click save and edit, save and exit, and it'll pop me back out to my library. So again, if I go into Nearpod Lesson Library and I choose those Texas Teaks again, and let's say I choose science and third grade. So here are all the third grade Texas Teak aligned lessons for science for third grade. There are so many that you have to choose from. It's very nice being able to come in here and pick and choose so that you don't have to create all of these lessons in Nearpod yourself. The other search part, if I'm back in my library, there is a district library and a school library. Our office and lots of teachers around the district have started adding lessons that CCISD is using in the district library. A lot of these were put in here for summer school. But again, they are lessons that have been created and vetted by CCISD teachers that you can go through and choose, and I can choose to add them to my library and edit them as well. So that is the basics of searching inside of Nearpod. I can choose the TEACs, I can choose the subject, I can choose the grade level, and I can edit them once I get them. That's the other nice part. So I hope this helped you learn a little bit more about searching for Nearpod lessons that are already created. Thanks for watching.